Hi guys, so today I am here with the next installment in my Around the World in Baby Names series, and this video is going to be on the most popular names from 2010 in Brazil. And Brazil is interesting to me because it's unlike most South American countries because they speak Portuguese and not Spanish. That said, I don't really know any Portuguese, so if I mispronounce these names and you know the correct Brazilian Portuguese pronunciation, please feel free to correct me in the comments. But I'm just going to get started with the girls. So number 10 in Brazil in 2010 for girls was Gabriela, and Gabriela is a Spanish or Portuguese feminine form of the name Gabriel. And I think that is just stunning. I think it's such a beautiful name. It used to be one of my favorites when I was a little bit younger, and I still think it's very pretty. Number 9 was Mariana, which is a very, very beautiful Spanish or Portuguese form of Mary. And Mary, of course, means sea of bitterness, but I love the sound of Mariana. I think that it is a great alternative to Mary. Number 8 was my mom's favorite girl's name, and that is Rafaela, and this is a Spanish or Portuguese feminine form of Raphael, which means God has healed. Number 7 was the very cute and quirky name Manuela, and I think this is one that we really don't hear that much in North America, but it would be a really cute choice. And it is a Spanish or Portuguese feminine form of Manuel, which means God is with us. Number 6 was Beatriz, with a Z on the end. And it's a Spanish or Portuguese form of one of my favorite names, Beatrix. And Beatrix means bringer of joy, and I think Beatriz is a very, very spunky name. Number 5 was Giovanna, which is an Italian name, and it means God is gracious. And to me this name is very bold and just like a very grand sounding name. Number 4 was another form of the name Mary, and that is the very classic name Maria. And Maria also means sea of bitterness, but I think that it's such a beautiful name and so timeless and so classic. Number 3 was Isabella, which is of course the most popular name in the United States in 2010. And it's also very popular in Brazil, and it's an Italian name, and it's a form of the name Elizabeth. Number 2 is another one that is very popular in the United States, and that is Sophia. However, the spelling S-O-F-I-A isn't quite as popular in the United States, but it is the more popular spelling in Brazil. And it is a Greek name that means wisdom. And the most popular girl's name in Brazil for 2010 was Julia. And Julia to me is so classic and beautiful. It comes from the Latin family name Julius, as in Julius Caesar, and I just think that it's a lovely, lovely name. So for boys, number 10 was Felipe. I'm not pronouncing that correctly, I know I'm not, but it's the Portuguese form of Philip, and it means lover of horses. Number 9 was Gustavo, which is an Italian or Spanish or Portuguese form of the name Gustav, which means staff of the Goths, which is such a strange and interesting meaning. Number 8 was Pedro, and Pedro is a Spanish or Portuguese form of the name Peter, which means rock. Number 7 was Guilhermo, and Guilhermo is the Portuguese form of William, and I had to look up the pronunciation of that, and I'm probably still pronouncing it incorrectly. Number 6 was one that's pretty popular in North America, and that is Lucas. And Lucas is a form of Luke, and it means from Luciana. Number 5 was Mateos, and Mateos is just a variant of the very popular name Matthew, which is a Hebrew name that means gift of God. Number 4 was Artur, which is a really cool variant of the name Arthur, which is a Celtic name that means bear. Number 3 was Miguel, and this is a Spanish and Portuguese variant of the name Michael, even though it doesn't really sound like Michael whatsoever, but I think it's a really, really cool name. Number 2 was David, and David is a really classic name that I love, and it means beloved. And the most popular name for boys in Brazil in 2010 was Gabriel. And Gabriel is actually a Hebrew name, it's a biblical name, and it means God is my strength. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find the top 100 names in Brazil. I was only able to find the top 10 for boys and the top 10 for girls. But hopefully you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will talk to you later.